Hei, salutare tuturor, eu sunt Download și bine v-am găsit la un nou episod de pe acest canal și mai exact un nou episod din The Stanley Parable. În acest episod vreau să fac numai și numai ce îmi zice autorul, sper că reușesc. Și pentru că am înțeles că jocul 8 sau 9 ending-uri, adică nici foarte multe, nici foarte puține. Bun, hai, asta și în data trecută. Iertați-mi vecinul că dă cu bormașina. N-am ce să-i fac. Nu-l controlez eu. Așa. Bun. Bun, hai că deja știm ce trebuie să facem. Bun. Fain, frumos aici. Ne ducem repede așa. Poate facem două ending-uri.
Feeling a wave of disbelief,
Așa.
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office.
O luăm
Hoping he
sus.
might have coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Așa, bun. Deci mai aici nu-i nimica.
Stepping into his
Motiv că fac
manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to
bun.
discover not an indication of any
Mă simt ca și cum aș face speedrun.
What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation.
Da.
But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be?
Ah, uite-l
In
frate
fact,
aici.
this keypad guarded the terrible
Doi,
secret that lay
patru,
buried
doi,
below
opt.
his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret pin number,
8, 4,
2845.
5.
But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
2, 8, 4, 5. Opa. Firar.
Stanley simply began entering random codes into the keypad, knowing full well the sheer statistical unlikelihood that this would
Așa.
ever result in a correct combination. If he knew that the combo was 2845, it would
Doi,
be
opt,
another
patru,
story
cinci.
entirely. But no.
Bun.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons
Da,
on
da,
the
da,
keypad,
așa e.
Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Da, bun. Și din nou jos. Dar data trecută nu ne duceam în sus. Sau visez. Nu mai știu. Nu, data trecută ne duceam în sus că nu ne dă loading screen-ul. Da. Wow, ok, deci acum că dată pe jos s-a întâmplat altceva, e bine. Sau nu e chiar așa de bine.
Stanley
Ba,
walked
e
straight ahead
același
through the
lucru.
large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Ok, hai să vedem ce se va întâmpla. Bun, frumos.
The lights
Dar ce
rose
repede
on an
aici.
enormous
Vreau
room
să-l termin
packed
cât mai
with
repede.
television screens. What
Sau mă rog,
horrible
cel puțin
secret
partea pe
did
care o
this
știm.
place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Da, cum să n-am eu puterea, mă, să găsesc ce se întâmplă. Ce ai? Eu download puteros.
Now,
Da,
monitors
e
jumped
clar.
to life, their true nature revealed.
Da.
Each bore the number of an employee in the building.
ce
Stanley's
lagam.
co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen.
Da,
And
așa e
Stanley,
trist.
one of them, eternally monitored in this place
Da.
where freedom meant nothing.
Exact. Bine zici, mă, naratorule. Mai acum trebuie să
This
așteptăm să vină
mind
liftul ăla.
control facility, it was too horrible
Da,
to
pare...
believe
Bă,
it
vine de...
couldn't be true.
de sus
Had
vine, mă,
Stanley
lol.
really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his
Da.
emotions had been
Și acum,
manipulated to
drama
accept
queen.
it blindly?
Îți dai seama.
No, he refused to believe it.
Exact
He
ce
couldn't
ziceam.
accept it. His own life in someone else's control?
Never.
It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it
Unde mă
even
duce?
possible?
Cred
Had
că...
he truly
Da, cred că tu
spent
acolo
his
mă duce.
entire life
Sper.
utterly blind to the world?
Da, tu aici mă duce.
But here was the proof, the heart of the operation.
Bun, deja știm ce se
labeled with
întâmplă.
emotions, happy
Adică
or sad
nu o să mai
or
stăm să mai
content,
ascultăm încă o dată.
Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place.
Da.
And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would not...
Of, gata, bun, a oprit-o. Să nu spui că asta e gen primul, un ending de jocuri. Asta e deja al doilea ending pe care îl facem, nu? Da.
blackness.
Ia,
and a
încă nu
rising
s-a
chill
terminat.
of
Bine, bine.
uncertainty. Was it over?
Exact, was it over?
Yes. He had won.
Yeah,
He
i-am
had defeated the
câștigat.
machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away.
Așa.
And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What
Okay.
other mysteries
Hai,
did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the
Lol.
chamber, he realized
Ai, de
none
la
of this
umbră, mă,
mattered to him,
lol.
for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would
Frumos
anyone
afară,
tell him
măi.
where to go, what to do,
Ok,
or
da.
how to feel.
Da, da.
Whatever life he lives, it will be his.
Se aude foarte ciudat, nu
That
știu de
was
ce.
all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing.
Da.
Stanley stepped through the open door.
Da, pot să stau aici și să nu fac nimica, dar o să
Stanley
pășesc
felt
aici.
the cool breeze upon his
Ca să
skin,
facem tot ce zice
the
naratorul
feeling
acum.
of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him.
Așa, da.
This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen.
Da. Și acum se
And
termină.
Stanley
Was
was happy.
Da, cred că s-a terminat. Da. Al doilea ending, cred. Cred că da. Sper. Da, bun. Deci două ending-uri. Mai facem încă unul episodul ăsta. Nu o să-l ascultăm niciodată pe narator.
Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
Ok. Ok. Cred că...
When
Yeah.
Stanley came to a set of two open doors,
Am
he
intrat pe ușa
entered,
din
but this was
dreapta.
not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the
Da, da, da,
employee
cum să
lounge
nu.
first, just to admire it.
Exact, da, da.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Ba nu,
But
nu s-a
eager
dat.
to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nu o să fac asta, credeam. Bun.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's
Lol.
incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
Mor, frate. Do not jump from the cargo. Ok. Trebuie să fac ceva pe aici? O să sar, dacă zice să nu sar, eu o să sar.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Da, asta e.
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please,
Așa, da.
stop trying to make every decision by
By
yourself.
yourself. Nu o să fac asta,
I'm
credem.
asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Care hăr?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem
Așa.
yourself. To
Așa, da,
put
ia.
your work aside.
Play her
To
back
let
in your
her back into your life.
Ah, ok. Aolea.
She's been waiting.
Cine, mă? Cine se adresează cu și? Să merg la stânga. Nu merge. Să sar jos? Bă, nu știu. Să mă duc aici? Nu, adică... Singura decizie, da, decizie ar fi să sar jos sau să mă duc în față. O să sar. Sper că
But in his
ba da.
eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no
Da,
one gets to
da,
tell
da.
him what to do, Stanley left from the platform and plunged to his death.
Da.
Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Pă bune! Alt ending! Ok, bun, deci trebuia să o iau prin față. Atunci asta o să iau prin față.
How wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to
Da,
himself.
ok, bun.
This is what I've
Mai
wanted
facem
all
încă o dată.
along. I got what I wanted.
Da.
When Stanley came to a set of two open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the
Da,
employee
cum să nu,
lounge
fix asta o
first,
să
just to
fac. Fix
admire
asta o să
it.
fac, stai seama.
Wow. Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first
Ba, nu o să iau,
open door on his
crede-mă.
left.
Ce-mi place să nu-l ascult pe narator, frate.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
Oh, bun.
Look,
Oh,
Stanley,
sorry.
I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Pare rău
I'm
că
not
iau
sure
fall
how
damage
you
dacă mă
really
duc acolo.
are. I
Păcat,
realize
păcat.
that investing in your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this
Da, da,
time.
știu.
There's
Ah,
someone you've
poți să,
been
uite, poți să mă duc
neglecting,
aici.
Stanley. Someone
Ok.
you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by
Ajunge să mă duc
yourself.
pe aici.
What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others?
Băi,
Are you
nu
that
cred.
convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I
Okay,
really
okay.
do want to help you, to show you something
Da.
beautiful.
Da.
Let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side.
Bine,
Give me a
frate.
chance.
Ia. Ia, nu mergi, frate, pe aici. Ia să vedem. Aici cred că tot angajat sunt. Sunt.
Now listen
Ia.
carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Bun, o să iau pe cea albastră.
Perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked
Mor!
through the
Ce
red
șoc!
door.
Ia.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Băi, ce joc, mă jur!
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop
Ok.
you.
Băi, iubesc jocul ăsta, mă
Oh,
jur.
see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken
Mor.
rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted?
Da.
Was it worth ruining the entire story
Da.
I'd written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end it was all
Trebuie să
for
mai merg,
nothing,
dar nu știu
because
unde,
this
cred că
is
trebuie să
what
mai
you
merg
wanted
totuși
to
undeva.
see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable
Așa.
desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far.
Păi, lumea să decid.
Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design and you can give me some feedback.
Ok.
There we go.
Ooh.
Third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Nu o să mă duc pe aici. Ah!
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now,
Ah.
tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Dacă îi dau 1, ce se întâmplă? O să-i dau totuși 4.
Okay, so we're getting somewhere. Clearly there's something here that speaks to you.
Da.
If I can be honest here, I
Așa.
really don't have any idea where I'm going with this. This whole third door thing was just a stab in the dark. But I guess you're into it, so
Da.
let's keep this party train rolling. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough,
Așa.
I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Ia mă, frate. Bun. Nu o să mă duc, o să mă duc pe efectiv pe aici. Băi, mă lași peste tot numai
Now,
pe aici.
would you say that competitive
Ah,
leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
3, nici nu știu
I
ce
nearly
că n-am
forgot
stat
I've
în
got a
dar hei.
prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity
Așa.
to give it some playtesting.
Bun.
You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Ia. Let me put it up, ok.
In this
What?
game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Nu o să apăs.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? If it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out, I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game is so awful, why don't we play someone else's game, just to ease the pain?
Ia să vedem. Încă nu s-a terminat, îmi place.
Yes, this seems like it will work. Let's give it a shot.
Da. Bun, loading acum. Ne dă un mic loading screen acum, băieți. Aștept. Bă!
Well, Stanley, is this any better?
Pe bune?
The one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley. Will it ever be enough? I'll say this. I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house.
Yeah. Unde?
This will go here. No, here. And then...
Așa nu mai pune dacă mă uit la el. A, ba da, lol.
See, what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off, yes, it's complete. I made
Ce
this,
casă
Stanley.
frumoasă.
Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy.
Exact.
But you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable.
Nu o să fac asta. Ia, sunt curios, oare spune ceva sau? Da, mai aștept puțin, ia. Da, trebuie să intrăm, cred.
Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect?
Da, da, da.
It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild
Mamă,
it out of
diamant, da, da, da.
Diamond everything. Yes, yes, yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
Mining, ma. Ma. Nu o să mă duc acolo. Nu! Am picat în plasă. Nu, de ce? Oricum n-aveam pe unde să mă duc.
Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
Nu. Din câte știu eu. Da. Chiar nu.
Oh, no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind.
Okay,
I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even
Boss,
the
I'll
cameras
pay
didn't
you,
save
lol.
this one. Okay, new game.
New game. Băi, deci iubesc jocul ăsta. Pe bune, vi-l recomand și vouă din tot sufletul meu. Vă distrați. Și ideea e că totuși jocul ăsta, nu știu, mi se pare genial că ai așa de multe opțiuni.
Yes.
Portal.
I don't know what this game is, but I love it. You trapped in a glass box, with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now
Sau nu e Portal, visezi eu?
let's go find out what the hell this is.
Bun. Ce fac aici? Nu. Bun. Ia să vedem. Deci nu cred că e... Dar seamănă totuși cu Portal, nu?
Oh, it's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. your
Așa.
forte.
Ok, bun, hai să vedem. Face totuși cel că nu cred că există altă cale. Ia. Aici stai. Băi, nici dacă vreau să stea, nu stau. Ok, bun.
No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through any of
Aoleu.
these games, and I highly doubt you're any wiser for the experience. Which is why, rather than continue to waste my time, I'm just going to leave you here.
Ok,
You
mă
can
văd
pretend
aici.
you've beaten the game if it makes it any richer for you, but as for me, I've had enough.
S-a
So,
săturat
why
și
don't you
naratorul
get
de
cozy
mine,
in
mă.
this room, and if you have any grand revolutionary ideas for the perfect video game, you can just sit there and let it ball up inside you for all eternity. I don't need your advice. I don't need
your
your ratings.
Ok.
And I certainly don't need the validation of a man whose job is to push buttons. I think I'll just go about my business, making meaningful cultural contributions to the world. And perhaps every now and then I'll think back to a man named Stanley who was objectively
Așa.
wrong in every decision he ever made. The thought won't last long. Goodbye, Stanley. Good luck with your work.
Ok.
And I sincerely hope that everyone lives happily ever after.
Deci cred că, da. Păi, eu cred că trebuie să coborâm în gaură, zic eu. Aoleu. Wow! Ce? N-am luat fall damage? Work in progress. Bă, dar nici n-am lanternă, că... Și așa o să cădem în void? Nu. Lol, ok. Ce ar trebui să fie asta, frate? Bun, o să mă duc pe aici, cred. Deja devine așa puțin creepy și mi-e puțin frică. Nu știu dacă mai am ceva de făcut sau efectiv o să mă pun să mă plimb prin camere. Dar văd că doar lumină, așa că o să mă duc spre lumină. Mereu o să mă duc spre lumină. Da, cred că aici trebuie să ajung. Aici cred că e o oglindă. Nu e o oglindă, e efectiv altă cameră. Nu cred că mai are nimic de făcut aici. Nu știu sigur dacă e un ending sau... Da... Lol. Deci...
I wonder what he found.
Ok,
If what he
bine
wanted
că a
was to
rămas.
be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now.
Așa, da.
I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll
Așa,
understand soon what I was trying to tell him.
da.
He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh,
Da.
yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back.
Da, o să te
The end will
întorci.
be here soon.
Very soon.
Very soon. I can wait.
Ok. Îmi place că la loading scrie The end is never. Ok, bun. Gata, alt ending.
All of his
No?
co-workers were gone.
Da, exact. Deci, dacă v-a plăcut jocul, nu uitați să apăsați și voi acolo butonul de like, scrieți la comentarii dacă vreți să mai fac, pentru că mie mi se pare extrem de genial acest joc. Și dacă v-a plăcut, nu uitați să apăsați și voi acolo butonul de like și ne vedem data viitoare. Pa, pa!